Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of Caquetá in Colombia. And don't forget, Colombia is C-O-L-O-M-B-I-A. In Spanish, there's no U in Colombia. It's a Spanish-speaking country, so it's C-O-L-O. Don't make that mistake, like some people might recently. Anyway, Caquetá, as you can see, is in southern Colombia in a really interesting geographic area. Along here, you can kind of see it. It's very busy over here on the map. It says Cordillera, and then it gets lost. Cordillera Oriental. The Cordillera Oriental. So, the Andes Mountains runs along the western Pacific coast of South America. The longest mountain chain above water on planet Earth. Once it reaches Colombia, it forks into three chains: the Oriental, Central, and Occidental. So the Oriental cuts through right here. This whole area is extremely mountainous because it's where the Andes starts to separate into various mountain chains and creating valleys and things like that. The rest of the department is much flatter. You can see all the rivers flowing through. And you can see over here the Chiribiquete National Park, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Let me grab tablet real quick. Whoever wrote this UNESCO summary deserves something nice, because they say everything that I would want to say about it. So let's read about Chiribiquete National Park, the Maloca of the Jaguar. A Maloca, by the way, is the longhouse of the indigenous people groups of this area of Colombia and the Amazon. Just so you know, it's like a very important symbol gathering place for the people there. So it's the Maloca of the Jaguar. The Jaguar's longhouse. I like that. That's cool. Chiribiquete National Park, the largest protected area in Colombia, is the confluence point of four biogeographical provinces: Amazon, Andes, Orinoco, and Guyana. As such, the national park guarantees the connectivity and preservation of the biodiversity of these provinces, constituting itself as an interaction scenario in which flora and fauna diversify and endemism have flourished. One of the defining features of Chiribiquete is the presence of tepuis, or tabletop mountains, sheer-sided sandstone plateau that outstand in the forest and result in dramatic scenery that is reinforced by its remoteness, inaccessibility, and exceptional conservation. Over 75,000 figures have been made by indigenous people on the walls of the 60 rock shelters from 20,000 BCE and are still made nowadays by the uncontacted peoples protected by the national park. How amazing is that? These paintings depict hunting scenes, battles, dances, and ceremonies, as well as fauna and flora species, with a particular worship of the jaguar, a symbol of power and fertility. And the indigenous communities, which are not directly present on the site, consider Chiribiquete as a sacred place that cannot be visited and that should be preserved unaltered. Yeah, that hits every point that I wanted to make about this beautiful place. Oh, the pictures aren't going to load. Come on now. It's always Everything works just fine until I hit record. Alright, we'll let that think for a bit. My internet bleeped. It'll come back. And once it comes back, I'll pull up pictures, I suppose. My goodness. There we go. Oh, the second that I move the tablet, it loads. Alright, load all the pictures, please. We want to see them all. Give it one more second. It's trying real hard. But yeah, this is part of the Amazon rainforest. You can see Amazonas State just down there, which I've already covered. I'll link my Colombia playlist up in the corner there, because I've covered lots of departments of Colombia. We've done Bogota and everything. All right, it's loaded, finally. Let's see what we've got here. The beautiful rainforest and the incredible art. Like it said there, the people here are still making the art. Isn't that amazing? There's a video, if you go to UNESCO's website, that shows the helicopter view of the art here. There's a Tepui. So I wonder if they, fly over every once in a while to check on the rock art and see the progression. That would be a fun job. Oh, we stopped there. Stopped loading right at the howler monkey. That's too bad. There's all kinds of incredible diversity. Oh, it's loaded. Look at it. It's in front of the rock art. It's checking out the art. That's very cool. It's pretty much the Amazon in a little nutshell. Everything that you think about the Amazon, everything you associate with it, you can find here in this area. Now, how come the entire department isn't all forested? This area here has been deforested, unfortunately. It's been cleared for farmland and ranching that we'll get into in its history. Very unfortunate, but at least we have all of this preserved and unable to be touched. That's very good. One of the nicknames that I read for Caquetá department is the Golden Gate of the Amazon, the entryway into exploring the world's largest rainforest here in the Amazon basin. Also, the capital of the department is Florencia, which I was also researching. Carabobo, Venezuela, up there. We'll do that tomorrow. And their capital is Valencia, and you bet I got those mixed up all the time while I was researching for this week. Oh, it was so aggravating. So yes, this is Florencia. Tomorrow we'll talk about Valencia. Look forward to that video. So yes, of course, the indigenous history is very long and extremely varied. Hundreds of different people groups living in what's now Caquetá department, with their particular cultures and customs, languages, so on and so forth. Far too many to mention. And like it said on UNESCO, there's still some uncontacted peoples in the jungles today. Hopefully we just leave them alone. The first Spanish to enter this area were missionaries. They would have come in about 1590, attempting to establish missions to convert the peoples here to Catholicism, specifically Christianity. And of course, on a mission, they make you work for that. You live on our mission, you work, farm, and learn about Jesus Christ is the plan. But these plans failed in what's now Caquetá department. They were eventually all abandoned by the 18th century, mainly due to how remote this area is. It would take too long to get to any other Spanish society. Hard to get supplies and things in there and get more people out, to expand. And also smallpox, of course, was introduced here and ravaged the population. So they were all eventually abandoned. And nothing really happened here in terms of development. I read this one website, it was translated from Spanish. They called it colonialism, which I suppose it is in a way. I figured that was just a mistranslation, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? It probably was colonization by the Colombian government. They would have started to come in here at the beginning of the 20th century, the end of the 19th century. Due to rubber cultivation, there is a big rubber boom at that time, and that's mainly because that's when cars started to really become a thing, and you need rubber for the tires. So in this area of the Amazon, rubber trees flourished, and rubber plantations started popping up, and little societies popped up around them, and that was how pretty much every major town that you see in Caquetá, it's all kind of around here, right, following the rivers, was established. Florencia being established in 1902. Here, rubber had a lot of uses back then. And that boom lasted for quite a few decades until artificial rubber could be invented. They didn't need to tap the rubber trees to get all the goo out of the trees to make rubber. In the 1930s, a large road was built, you can see here, connecting Florencia to pretty much the rest of Colombia, adding it to their road network. And that's when things really started to grow and prosper in this area. Many people migrated to this remote area in search for new opportunities, especially after 1948, when La Violencia broke out, which was a 10-year civil war in Colombia. Many people would come to escape that. Some people would come because of that. Let me explain in a bit. Let's talk about the people who came peacefully first. The rubber industry was not nearly what it once was. It still exists, apparently, from what I was reading. There are still rubber plantations, people tapping rubber trees. But the big industry at this time was cattle ranching, which it still is today, as well as cacao, which is used to make cocoa, which is used to make chocolate, and coffee. Of course, it's Colombia, and growing coffee. So that is when this area began to become deforested to make room for all of these big cattle ranches and cacao and coffee farms. And they got a considerable amount of space before I guess they realized that they were destroying the Amazon and stopped. There's a lot of farms there today. But like I said, some people came for nefarious reasons, and thankfully my kitten is here now. As I talk about some of the not so great things that happened, everyone say hi to Bonnie Blue. Say hi, little bean. Yes, baby. You want to say hi to the camera? No, she's just here too. Be cute. Okay. Hi, baby. There she is. Some people came here to, I gotta use my words carefully here on YouTube, to traffic certain things that are illegal that you put in your body. I think you know what I mean. I mean, Cauca State we'll talk about soon. Yes, she's stepping all over Cauca Department. Sorry, not state, Venezuela states, Colombia's departments. We'll talk more about that later once we reach that area. But also people came to this area to take advantage of its remoteness to create groups. And one of those groups that was formed at this time is known as FARC. And FARC has done some pretty heinous things during La Violencia and beyond. One of them was in 2009 in Caquetá department, where they took the governor from his home, and that governor was later found not alive. So it's this kind of sad, thank you, sad and fortunate part of its story. But thankfully, when I researched Caquetá, what popped up overwhelmingly was about the biodiversity and the indigenous culture and all of the beauty of this area. Not so much the bad, very much the good, which is nice. So that is the history and geography of Caquetá. Let me grab my tablet. I gotta move this kitten. Yeah, we gotta move the kitten so that I can set up my tablet and we can check out this area on Google Earth. Let's go. here we are in Caquetá department. Let's start by zooming out so you can see exactly where we are in the world. Here is beautiful Colombia. I think, like, no shade against any other countries in South America, but I think Colombia is one of the more interesting ones. I mean, I do love me some Peru, Chile, Brazil, Argentina. I love you guys, but it's always fun to talk about Colombia. I don't know what it is. There's something about it. There's something fun about it, but you can see that we are in northern South America, connected to the Panama Isthmus. Panama was once part of Colombia. Fun fact. Bordering Venezuela, bordering Brazil, Peru, and Ecuador. And very famously, Colombia is the only country in South America that has coastlines on the Pacific and the Atlantic by way of the Caribbean. We'll talk more about tomorrow when we talk about Venezuela. But here's beautiful Caquetá, and you can already see from above just how deforested this area is compared to this area here. So let's zoom out and look at the Amazon real quick. You can see just a swath of green, thick rainforest, and cuts into this part of Caquetá. Here is the national park, and of course it did the thing. 1 second, let me flip this up. Fix Google Earth. If anyone knows how to fix this error, this glitch or whatever, please let me know. It's absolutely aggravating when I'm in the middle of research and I have to turn Google Earth on and off all the time. And of course it's annoying to film as well. But here you can see a big tepui, big flat mountain, gorgeous. The winding rivers here, the Amazon basin. Oh, look at this. It's like a big sinkhole. But it's just a big hole in the tepui. Big gorgeous cliffs. The forest down below. Amazing rock formations here as well. And look at these. Absolutely stunning. And here is some indigenous art on this rock face here. It's so interesting. There's so many animals, people, and patterns. It's so neat that is still ongoing, isn't it? Flying above the tepui here. Wow, big crashing river down below. Oh, look at this big cliff face. This literally looks like a face of some like creature. You can see its eyes. It's like a big dinosaur. I don't know. That's strange. Big rocky cliffs here, kind of looking like volcanic plugs, but are probably just natural little mountains. Big rivers flowing through. Some hikers here. Looks like they got their filming equipment. He's got his boom. Filming something out here. Gorgeous archway. And beautiful waterfalls. Yes, there's not much else to see here because it's all trees, but that gives you a kind of a good idea of what we're looking at here. Let's hop over to Florencia, the capital of the department here. We have over here near the cathedral is the museum. Museo Caquetá, and we can see some beautiful art and woodwork, some drums here, instruments, guitars, a little xylophone, lanterns, inside this beautiful building here. Oh, cool mask by the looks of it. Looks like it's made of stone though. Beautiful wood carving. There's a conquistador over there. Wow. Looks like oxygen tanks. Probably part of the rubber process. Look at the old cameras. Oh, there's a hole in that rock. It's neat. Big statues and animal skulls and costumes. Look at this. That is amazing. I'm sure all made from tree fibers. Here's the plaza outside. A little figurine there. Gorgeous wood carvings. These look like big pan flutes, maybe. Or maybe something to carry supplies in. Old radio. Old, what are these called? You record sound on them. There's an old, oh my gosh. You would do slideshows on there. You put the little film inside and go so you look through the pictures. Goodness. We used to have these in my school when I was little. That's how old I am. We would look at slideshows at school. But yeah, that's Florencia there. And then you can see the big, beautiful mountains up here. Ooh, La Tortuga Nature Reserve. Let's see what that's about. Pretty birds. That's cool. Look at all the colors. How vibrant. And yeah, oh, more of the birds here. So we are up technically in the Andes, right? One of the branches of the Andes. These guys look excited about it. This is a mushroom, isn't it? That's wild. It looks like many mushrooms and they're all friends. Just like these guys are all hanging out. And so are those mushrooms. Enjoying the views, bird watching. Oh, how cute. It's such a tiny face on that big body. Oh, and the beautiful green there. Oh, a little, looks like a hummingbird. Maybe like a flycatcher. It's very pretty. It looks like a hummingbird. Maybe it is. I found another slideshow. I think it's this one that had lots of birds in it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Look at this beautiful rolling mountain view, all thickly forested. Little black and red bird. And a bright green iridescent bird. Isn't that pretty? There's that one pretty bird again. All the colors there. This one has really big eyes. This one has very startling eyes against its blue and black body. They're all bird watching out there. Got their cameras. All beautiful rainbows. It's pretty remarkable. Another black and red bird. Oh my goodness, look at the crown. Look at the crest on this bird. Look at how brightly colored it is compared to its black feathers here. So neat. And then this is a black and red bird, but it has a red throat. The rest is black. This little beak, it's so cute. This would be a fun place to go bird watching and see all of these incredible creatures out here. I was looking at the 3D version of this. And how beautiful these mountain peaks are. All bright, bright green. Little valley there. Gorgeous. All these peaks. There's a waterfall here. Oh wow. So pretty. I hope we're still on Caquetá. I'm sure we are. Oh, that's a terrifying rope bridge. Oh, that's scary. But there's a beautiful flower. And something out up in the sky, probably Venus. The night sky. They brought a calcifer out to the waterfall. So pretty. Oh, imagine how loud that is. And how cold that spray must be. Hopefully we're still in the department. Oh yeah, we're good. That's great. But yeah, there's not much to look at on the other side of the department. So we're checking out this area in the mountains. What's this? Oh, it's a bridge. That's not very exciting. Let me see this. They got it all decked up for Christmas, probably. Or some festival. Look at that family photo. But yeah, there isn't a whole lot to look at here, on Google Earth at least. I'm sure in real life, there's a million things to absorb and take in. It must be stunning here. I've read lots of great reviews about hikes and adventures out here. Let's see what this is. Looks like a little camping area with lots of cool photo opportunities. Look at this. Wow, what a photo. The river down below. Up high on these cliffs. Pretty amazing place. But yeah, you can see all of the areas that have been cleared for farming and ranching. It's pretty sad, isn't it? But it's part of the, economy of the country. You gotta have farms somewhere. Let's see what this is. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous. I think we're gonna end it here, to be honest. As always, I highly encourage you to look at this area for yourself if Google Earth is working for you. Apparently, you can only fix errors now if you have Google Earth Pro, if you pay for it. And I'm not willing to pay for it. All the paid features are things I don't need, except the one that fixes it. That's very aggravating. But we're gonna end it here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this style of content, please consider subscribing. Oh, how fun, they're splashing around. Like I said, we're going to Venezuela next. The next 2 videos will be about Venezuela. And there are areas that are very, very important to Venezuela's history. One of them, of course, being the capital city. But another being the area where Venezuela won its independence and became Venezuela. Very important. So be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you're still awake, go ahead and hit that right now. If you're asleep, you kind of can't. But if you're awake, go ahead and hit it right now. And let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. Shout out to my wonderful Colombian viewers. You guys are so kind. You guys are very, very sweet in my videos. I appreciate you guys. And if you're watching this in the first 3 days of its upload and you're on mobile, please hype this video. That would help get it out into the algorithm as well. I hope that you found this video to be relaxing and educational, and I hope that you have a good